Guys, today we are at Pancho Zarraga.
There we go. Yep. Zarraga.
Took me a little bit just to pronounce it correctly. Right now we are with Pancho. He's right now an artist here based out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Right now his genre is Christian music and honoring God with his music and everything. And I just wanted to bring Pancho here and just have interview him for a little bit and ask him a couple of questions. And first thing, nothing, Pancho, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you coming out, taking time out of your day, and just hanging out with me today.
Heck yeah.
One of the questions I had for you is, what did your relationship with God look before music became such a big part of your life?
So I was always involved in music. Well, church, I could say. Um, grew up playing. I started when I was like what, 10 years old, 11.
Oh, wow.
Picked it up from my dad. He was in the worship team. I was like, "Hey, Dad, can you show me how to play la bamba?" And then
La Bamba, that one's good.
took me a couple tries, but after that, I got hooked into the guitar. I grew up in the church. Been up in church ever since, and can't say everything's been perfect, but
That's
we're still
good.
going. We're going strong.
Oh, that's good. Was there like a specific moment when you knew God was calling you to make like, I guess, music specifically for Him and Christian music, like how we call it?
Um, there was this time where we had I don't know if we call her a. It was a special guest at my old church, and playing and singing in the worship. A lot of people would always like, "Oh, you sing nice. Oh, you have a talent for God." And I was like, yeah, I never believed it. And one time there was this guest that came over and started praying over everybody in the worship team, and she came up to me.
This was before you even like started music and everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
this was
wow.
before. And then she came up to me and she just said on the microphone, was like, you are gonna do something big one day with your talents, even though you don't believe it now, but the God has something for you.
Do you
And
remember how old you were at the time?
I want to say like maybe 14,
Oh,
14
wow. It's so
or 15,
young.
yeah. And I was like, a 15-year-old, I'm like, I don't, nah, it ain't
This
gonna
lady's
happen.
crazy.
Yeah, but a few years forward, I got, I'm a, my guitar heroes,
Yeah.
Roberto Prado. Was a big influence on what I do, and
Shout out to Roberto.
yeah, Roberto, el maestro. And I got the opportunity to join his guitar class uh, since what, 2023? I think 23. That's when I started with him, and then just doing a lot, learning from him, a lot of guitar. To one of the days, he saw me singing, and he's like, "Hey man, like, are you interested in like doing your own music?" And I was like, "It's been a dream. It's been a dream of mine, but like, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to write."
Yeah.
So he was like, "Man, if it's, you have the talent, you have the gifts. Obviously, you can, how to play the guitar, melodies, everything. I can help you out." And
He kind of gave you that right there.
gave me a little push.
What do you want people to feel or take away when listening to your music, or what would you say? You writing your music and your fans or any listeners that listen to you. What would you want them to take from your music and all that?
I want them to relate to my music. I don't want to put out anything just that sounds good,
Yeah.
but something that they can relate to and obviously help them out, whether they're struggling in their walk with the Lord, or just in a bad place. I just want to be able to help them out, and more than anything, bring God forward. No,
Wow.
first.
I want to say you're a very talented artist, and especially like that song that it's been what roughly a year that you released that
Yeah,
song. What's
June
what's the
the
name of
8th.
your song again?
Gracias.
Wow. I was listening to it the other day and I was even, telling my wife, I was like, we have to get Pancho in and just give him a quick little interview and have him hop on a little quick podcast just so
Yeah.
we could just have him explain, how did he write that song? What was, how did you come to the idea of like, hey, I'm gonna write this song, or what came to you? What would you say? Like what inspired you? I
Obviously, if you guys don't speak Spanish, gracias,
guess.
basically means thank you. Um, the reason I wrote this song was I was just grateful for the opportunity that I got to write this song and record it. Roberto produced it. I was just very grateful. That's pretty much it. It's just my gratitude
Gratitude
towards
to it.
God.
Because what do you say? Like it came from scriptures or something like that, or it was just something that you're like, what, this song is just more of me focusing, and I just want to give God thanks, and I want to put it in this song.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I did have a little bit of help from my parents. Like one night, I was there, like in the kitchen. I was like, I want to write a song, and I'm just really grateful. And they were like, oh, well, this verse says this, and this verse says that, and I was like, yeah, like they started speaking to me.
Yeah. Oh, you shot this, and then you shot
Yeah,
that. Especially with Spanish, I feel like the Mexican culture, as we know, like our parents, they're a very big part of it because we grew up, and they're the reasons that we know Spanish and all that. So I feel like if they're able to help in that, that's like a big part of
yeah.
it.
Hmm.
How is Would you say your mom is very supportive with your music and everything?
Very, yeah, yeah. Shout out to my parents. They supported me. They throughout that whole journey writing that song. With it, like financially, they supported me. Just being there.
That's good. That's good. They always say, parents are always gonna be there for us no matter how old we get.
Yeah,
Even though we're viejitos,
I'm getting
huh?
there, man.
Is there a song that you have written that means something completely to you, than when you first made it? So, for example, whenever you wrote that song, is there like a different meaning, or is there different ways you could relate to it? Like any other song than Gracias or anything like that?
I haven't released it yet. We just finished it. It's called, well, it's gonna be called "Better with You."
Okay.
I relate to that song, um, just because you might even too. Life is just better with
Oh,
God.
yep.
Like I wasn't a much of a like. I might have done some bad things in my life, and try to test out the world, but I just came to the realization that life is just way better
Yeah.
with God.
Yeah. And it's crazy that we're going on this topic now because we were kind of talking about this a little bit off camera and everything. And you know, I, what is your testimony? I would love to hear your testimony and how you came to God and everything. Do you still remember like that time? You're like, hey, I was 5 years old. I was four. I was 14 years old when I came to God. And how was that experience
Um,
like?
I do remember this was back in, I want to say, 2011, 2012. Um, I was just grew up in church. I knew God. I just didn't know him like we're supposed to.
Yeah.
And it was convention, Denver, 2012, I believe. I think it was my first convention. I was there, and like we had a worship session. It was going on, and I was just like, man, I just want to surrender.
Yeah.
And that's when I fell on my knees and just started praying, crying. That's when I really felt God. And
Yeah, I could feel the Holy Spirit. I feel like
hmm
that time when you're vulnerable and God meets you instead of you having to meet Him, and
yeah,
it's just something that I guess it's hard to explain, right? Because I've heard a lot of people's testimony, and it's kind of like the same thing. It's always hard to explain. That first moment where you fall in love with God,
yeah,
and it's just great to hear that and just understand what God is doing, especially like right now, like we were even talking about this off camera. What do you think the new music is gonna be like? I really feel like all this the Christian music now is hitting a new wave where people, it's gonna start to hit people different. People that don't know God are gonna come to God now.
yeah.
What do you think about that?
Definitely. I like the new stuff that's coming out. What I've been listening to a lot is too like, which I think it's really good. A lot of the Christian artists are bringing not necessarily worldly
Yeah.
music, but like their type of genre onto the Christian world.
Yeah.
and that's like a hook that gets everybody's attention, and that's my thoughts on it. But I'm a big pop fan,
Yeah.
like the oldie type of like 80s, all that electric guitars and stuff. That's my
I
thing.
know. I love the electric guitar, especially when you play. I've been seeing your videos on social media and everything, and man, you could play electric guitar. Some good
Yeah.
riffs, some good. You, you're good at it.
Yeah, it's a lot of Roberto's influence too. But
What would you say is your favorite, I guess, song to play on the electric guitar?
oh man, I think my all-time favorite would be either Poderoso by Marcos Witt
Mm-hmm.
or Miraculum.
Oh, right. That's a good one, especially that guitar.
Yeah,
Oh my God, it sounds
I,
beautiful.
even if it's not Christmas, I'll still play it.
What would you think? How how what's been the hardest, I guess you could say, about because of course the music you make and everything is different from the world and everything. What would you think it's like is the hardest part of you about being open about your faith publicly? I guess you say like sharing your music, sharing God's love through your songs and just having people relate like that. What do you think is like, I guess, one of the hardest part about being open with your faith publicly?
For me, I don't have a hard time publicly opening, like talking about my faith. I'm a big, I'm like, I judge myself a lot, especially with my music and my voice, my playing. I'm like, I don't like how this sounds. So when or like, oh, is it like people want to like this?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going like my voice sounds weird. So when I show my songs or my friends are like, oh yeah, he has a song, watch, open it up. Like, no, 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 I don't want to hear
Like, no, I
myself.
don't want to show it right now. It's not done. It's not done.
Yeah,
It's still rough draft right
yeah,
now.
yeah. And then that's what I struggle with a lot. But I love to talk about my faith and
That's good. That's good. Even we were talking about this. We're wanting to start this new thing, and bring different type of people up here and just have them show their story, and they talk about their faith, and talk about the main topic, and which is God.
mm-hmm.
And just show and share the love of God out in the world, and because everybody needs it. Everybody needs from God and everything. So it's something good that
Yeah,
you're doing, especially with your music, because I feel like a lot of people, a lot of young people will hear your music and not only relate, but as well with get that encouragement to say, hey, I could write music like that one day. I could produce music like that, or I could do music that's for God.
yeah.
What would you tell like a young person who feels like they're not good enough for God? Especially somebody or someone in general, I guess you could say. It doesn't have to be someone young, but someone in general that's struggling with, hey, getting closer to God and kind of transitioning that way.
Just hold on to that promise. I know a lot of times we feel like we're not good enough, or no, I've done all this bad stuff. It's that God won't even look at me. But I mean,
Yeah.
God is faithful. His faithfulness will remain forever. Just He promised not to leave or forsake you,
Yeah.
no matter how
It's
hard
true.
things get.
Yeah.
So just hold on to that promise. In the end, like it'll work out.
Yeah. Another question I kind of had, I was like, this is gonna be a good one. If you could sit down with your younger self, what would you tell
Ooh, is a good one.
him? With the mini Pancho, with the small Pancho,
Well, you didn't grow up that much. No, but man, that's a good one. I would tell myself just keep going, man. Like there were some points in my life where I was like, I just wanted to stop music. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do this anymore. But
How do you
keep
how do
going.
you how do you feel now, like knowing that how you're explaining, like keep going, like knowing that you have grown so much, you were able, now you're doing music with Roberto and stuff like that. How do you feel, and from the place that you were, from now that you have grown so much, and how does that make you feel?
I feel like I mean, it was a great, big accomplishment. from my old self. Yeah. I never thought it like even to be speaking to a guy like Roberto,
Yeah.
right? To just like know that I call him a friend because he is a really close friend.
Yeah.
I have a class with him every Wednesday, just to get to see him every week and talk to this guy. A bunch of influence from him, and that he believes in me too on the stuff I do, and he believes in what I'm doing. I was just like,
That's good. I feel like it's always good to have someone that supports you,
yeah,
and there to just push you and guide you, and have a friend like that, like a
yeah,
Roberto, like are you saying? So that's good, and I feel like a lot of people, need that, and
hmm
I'm glad you're able to have that, and just able to just lean on someone like that. What do you think? Where do you think God will take you in a couple years with, your music career, and because you said you have a couple releases to come that you haven't,
yeah, yeah,
released yet, huh?
yeah.
A little sneak peeks that you might maybe be doing in the social media or anything like
Maybe we'll see, we'll
that.
see. But I mean, I just plan on writing as much music that I can. I mean, if it reaches the right people, that's all I care about. If it helps any people in their faith, that's what I care about.
Oh, that's good. That's amazing to hear. Wow, Pancho, I wanted to see if you could give us a little bit of a you know little preview of your song that you release, and just kind of
Yeah.
just play it for us today.
Let's see if I remember it.
This is Gracias.
Gracias. I'll play a little bit of it. You can find it in basically any
It's
uh,
all on digital platforms right now,
platform.
right? All social media,
hmm
everywhere.
Music video too on
And
YouTube.
where can they find you at?
Uh, Instagram. I am Francisco Zarraga Oficial. I think that's my Instagram. YouTube Francisco Zarraga as well on Spotify and Apple Music.
Awesome.
All right. En la mañana al despertar, siento el calor de tu amor por mí. Y mi canción te quiero dar. Oh, gracias te doy por tu amor sin fin. En mis peores momentos tú estás presente y es por eso que te alabo eternamente. Con todo mi ser te alabaré, con mi voz yo te cantaré, mi corazón te adoraré y en gratitud te exaltaré. Gracias te doy, gracias te doy.
Wow.
That's it.
Pancho, I gotta say you are amazing. You are a talented artist, and God is using you in an amazing way.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Pancho, for being here today and allowing us, just to answer you and give you a little bit of questions, and just hearing your story and the way God is using you is amazing.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't listened to
Appreciate it.
Gracias, I'm gonna put it out there so you guys could go click on the link and listen to his music. Pancho, thank you so much again.
You're welcome. Thank you.